Okay, again, thank you all for attending today's desktop workshop, the Warranty Assistance and Recovering Program. Today's presenter is John Marlowe, who is one of our managers for our MCC. With that, I will turn it over to John.
Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. Today, I want to talk a little bit about vehicle warranties for GSA leased vehicles, and what GSA does to obtain warranty repairs and recover monies that may be owed to us for warranty repairs. So sit back. If you have any questions, Dan Reichman, the branch chief for the AMC and MCC with GSA, will be looking at those questions if you want to type them in. And so let's get started. Next slide, please, Stacy. So the agenda for today, we're going to discuss what vehicle warranties are. We're going to discuss light-duty warranties, medium and heavy-duty vehicle warranties, some roadside assistance and towing, and discuss our final thoughts. And then we'll open it up for some questions. Okay, standard warranties. I'm sure everybody is familiar with this, whether it's GSA or your personally owned vehicle. These are often referred to as the bumper-to-bumper warranties. Powertrain warranty is also commercial as well as fleet, and that refers to the main engine, drive axles, transmission, and the other vital components and systems of your vehicle. One people may not be familiar with is what they call special coverage adjustments. A manufacturer has a specific component that they're having issues with, and they'll extend the coverage on that component for that make and model year of vehicle. And I'll show you a few examples later in the presentation. So for GSA, when we're speaking about light-duty vehicles, we're talking about our G10 through G14 sedans. You can add G18 to those also. Our G31 ambulances, that's the E and F450s and below. The G41, 42, and 43 4x2 vehicles. And the G61, 62, 63 4x4 vehicles. And there's a nice little warning that reminds everybody, if warranty items are not performed at a dealer, there is no warranty. We'll discuss that a little further later on. Next slide. Okay, so standard warranties for light vehicles. That's the bumper-to-bumper, what we call bumper-to-bumper warranties. It covers most components on the vehicle for the duration of the warranty period, 3 years or 36,000 miles for a lot of light-duty vehicles. But under that is what's not covered is tires, brakes, wipers, the wear items on a vehicle, just like your personally owned vehicle. Same thing. Those items aren't covered because they're considered wear items. Next slide, please. Powertrain warranty. Well, here's a few examples from General Motors. What's covered under the powertrain? We talked about what the powertrain warranty was, and these are specific components that's covered under that warranty. Cylinder heads, timing gears, timing cover oil pumps, flywheels, water pumps, engine mounts. And those warranties run further, 5 years 60,000, or 5 years 100,000 miles. That's usually what a powertrain warranty is on a light-duty vehicle. So those items are covered for a very long time. Transmission components, same thing, internal, and the electrical internal components, and the mounts, and the torque converter. Next slide, please. So here's what we're talking about, the special coverage adjustments. So these are examples, but every manufacturer has them. Here's a Ford. They extended the warranty on the catalytic converters to 8 years and 80,000 miles, and the ECU and TCMs. Chrysler, on their 2014 and 2015 Caravan and Town and Country, the blend door was extended for 5 years and 60,000 miles, which usually the coverage on that would be 3 years and 36,000 miles. And you see the example of the 2013 and 2012 Ram 1500 pickup. The EGR valve, they extended the coverage on that to 6 years, 100,000 miles. So those are what we're talking about, special coverage adjustments. And as I said, all manufacturers have some type of special coverage adjustment for components on a vehicle. Next slide, please. Medium and heavy-duty vehicle warranties. So what we're talking about is ambulances, 550s and above, all your buses, G71 through 78 medium-duty vehicles, 80 through 88 heavy-duty vehicles, and 90 through 92 wreckers and trailers. And with these, it's a little bit different, and I'll show you some examples. The responsible contractor, you have to call them for warranty. And I'll explain that a little bit later. A little bit different with these than with the light-duty vehicles. The light-duty vehicles, if it's a Ford, you go to Ford. Not the way it is with medium and heavy-duty vehicles. Okay, next slide, please. So on medium and heavy vehicles, same thing with the standard bumper-to-bumper warranty. It covers most components of the vehicle, but the wear items are not covered. Tires, brakes, wipers, etc. Next slide. The powertrain, in your medium and heavy-duty vehicles, each manufacturer has different criteria, and sometimes it's by then on what the warranty coverage is on the vehicle. Here's an example of a Bluebird bus for their powertrain. The Cummins engine on an adult bus is 2 years and unlimited miles. A school bus is 5 years or 60 months and 100,000 miles with the Cummins engine. And the emissions warranty on a Cummins engine is 60 months or 100,000 miles. That emission warranty on the medium and heavy-duty vehicles covers a lot of issues. EGR valves, knock sensors, turbochargers, DEF components. There's a lot covered under that emissions. And those are some high failure items, but they're covered for 5 years and 100,000 miles. Allison transmissions, all of Allison transmissions are 36 months and 100,000 miles. Next slide, please. Subcomponents. You know, vehicles have a lot of these, medium and heavy-duty vehicles have a lot of subcomponents on them. For example, on a Bluebird, there's 25 different subcomponents. But here's some example of warranties that we have on Bluebird buses. The Voltaic batteries in all the Bluebird buses have an 18-month warranty. Bluebird AC systems, there's a 36-month warranty on Bluebird. It's Bluebird AC. And if it's ACC or mobile climate control or one of the other systems that may have been installed on your bus, they usually have a 24 to 36-month warranty, depending upon who the manufacturer was. Okay, next slide, please. And here's an example on a Bluebird, and what I was talking about, subcomponent warranties, and this isn't all under the Bluebird listing. Alternators are covered for 2 years, and we'll call it 1,000,000 miles. Bluebird AC, 3636. The radios are covered for 5 years, 1,000,000 miles. Emissions, we mentioned that before, 60 months, 100,000 miles. The instrument panel is 2 years and 1,000,000 miles. seat frames, windows. Those things, and as you see the end date on this one, this was actually taken from a VIN-specific vehicle. Based upon that VIN and when the vehicle came into use, that was the end date of the coverage for the warranty. This information, because it's VIN-specific, GSA even must go into the manufacturer's website and pull up the information on each vehicle to find out exactly what the coverage is and when the coverage ends. Next slide. You saw before where I was talking about the responsible contractor. This gets a little confusing because when we purchase our vehicles, we purchase it from somebody who may have taken, I'll give you an example, they took an international cab and chassis and they put a bus body on it, and it's called Champion Bus. And the responsible contractor for that bus during the first bumper-to-bumper period of that vehicle is K-Neal. Now, if you took, that's with the international chassis. If you took that same Champion Bus but had a Ford chassis, then Roar Bus is the responsible contractor. So for the first 12 months or 12,000 miles, you have to call Roar for warranty. Very difficult to keep track of, but that's why GSA is here to help you. Next slide, please. Okay, so what GSA is trying to do is we're trying to work a little bit smarter on our repairs for our vehicles. Vehicles 3 years or newer or warranty items, we'd like all those repairs performed at the local dealer if it's a warranted item. There's a lot of money in those repairs, and GSA does not get reimbursed or covered if it's not done at a dealer. You see I have there that we received 47% discount on parts versus the non-OEM dealer/dealer shops. That's not necessarily accurate. That's about how much the markup is when we don't go to a dealer. For example, a part that we get from Bluebird for $500, if it goes to somebody other than a Bluebird dealer, that part will cost us over $900. Because the way that works is all the parts must be bought from Bluebird for all their Bluebird buses. They're the parts distributor. So when we buy from Bluebird, we get a GSA price. When a vendor outside of the dealer buys from Bluebird, they get the Bluebird price, and then they mark it up and charge GSA that markup. We've averaged what it shows there, 47% markup on Bluebird parts. The other thing I want to point out is that we receive warranty coverage or reimbursement only if it's at a dealer. So if a Bluebird bus or another bus goes into the dealer and that dealer performs a repair and they don't catch a warranty item, or GSA doesn't catch the warranty item and we write the purchase order, we can get reimbursed 100% of that cost because we check those daily basis on the repairs that's going into dealerships for warranty items, and we request reimbursement for those things, and we get reimbursed 100%. There's never a question asked if it was in the dealer and it was a warranted item and they charge us for it. On the flip side, if we do not take it into a dealer and it's a warranted item, we get nothing. We get no warranty coverage, we get no reimbursement. If it costs $3,000, then it costs $3,000, and GSA has to pay for that. The other thing is, if there's no local dealer, call the responsible contractor, and I showed you that list. The responsible contractor can be difficult to keep track of that, but you can ask GSA for assistance, and we'll be more than happy to assist you in finding who the responsible contractor is for that vehicle and put you in contact with them if it's under the bumper-to-bumper warranty. And remember, why 3 years? You know, the first bullet there, 3 years and newer or warranted items haven't performed at the dealer. Because most of the big ticket warranty runs out after 3 years. We still do have warranty for radios and emissions components, but the engine, transmission, air conditioning systems have run through their warranty after 3 years. Next slide, please. And let's talk about roadside assistance and towing. Light vehicle towing, or RSA, or roadside assistance, it depends. Most vehicles have 3 years, 36,000 miles, or 5-year, 100,000 miles of roadside assistance. You call the dealer and they'll get it towed to a repair facility. And as with these, if it's towed to a dealer, GSA is not charged, or we are reimbursed 100% of the time for the tow from wherever it's broken down to the dealer. If it's not towed to a dealer, GSA is charged, and we will never be reimbursed because it was not taken to a dealer. Medium and heavy vehicle towing. The Bluebird offers us 90 days towing for free. International Navistar, 90 days also. If there's sort of what I was speaking to VIN specific, the International with a Max Force engine, they offer 1 year towing if it's an engine-related issue, and some VINs up to 2 years of towing if it's an engine-related issue. Our Mac vehicles is 90 days or 5,000 miles, whichever comes first. Most people don't know that there is some warranty coverage for towing from the medium and heavy vehicle manufacturers. Next slide. Here's my final thoughts. I want everybody to remember your warranty does not end with the standard or bumper-to-bumper warranty. The powertrain warranty, the special coverage adjustments, there's a lot of warranty on the vehicles, and it's difficult to keep track of that for however many vehicles you may have in your fleet or however many different manufactured vehicles you have in your fleet. That's what GSA is here to assist. We can let you know if there's warranty coverage or extended coverage on the vehicle. Because we are a fleet, I'll give you an example. If you go to Fiat Chrysler's website, they show that the powertrain on their vehicles are now 5 years and 60,000 miles, and that is true for a individual buyer. But fleet, FCA, provides us with 5 years, 100,000 mile coverage because we are a fleet vehicle. So just remember that the warranty does not end with the 3 years and 36,000 miles or 12 months or 12,000 miles on a medium and heavy duty vehicle. There's a lot of warranty still left. The light duty vehicles, if warranty items are not performed at a dealer, there's no warranty. Whether it's an engine, transmission, air conditioning problem, if it's not done at a dealer, there's no warranty, and GSA will never be reimbursed for that cost. And on medium and heavy duty vehicles, If the responsible contractor is not called before repairs are started, there is no warranty. And I don't want to give you an example of what I mean before the repairs are started. Recently we had a vehicle that had an air conditioning leak, and it had a Ford chassis, and we took it to Ford, and Ford said, yes, you do. And what happened was the body builder, when they put the body on top, on the chassis, they pinched the line. So then we called the body dealer, and they said, because you didn't call us first, we will not pay for what Ford has done. If you would have called us first and let us know the issue, we would have taken it someplace, or had it taken to a repair facility, and it would have been covered 100%. Even something as simple as a radiator leak or air conditioning leak or any of those things, doesn't matter, call them first, let the responsible contractor decide how they would like to repair the vehicle under the first 12 months, 12,000 miles, and move from there. We assumed, because we did it, we assumed that because it was the type of repair, it should just go to the chassis dealer, and we were wrong. So that's just a warning. The responsible contractor, if you don't know who they are, call GSA Fleet. Next slide. And that is the end of the presentation, and we'll open up for questions.
Okay, so we've got one question in the Q&A pod right now, so folks, feel free to start typing in anything else. Additionally, if you have a question that you want to ask aloud, there's a feature within the meeting space that allows you to raise your hand, sort of in the middle, very, very top of your screen. You'll see like a little guy with a hand up in the air. If you look at that, you can flag us that way. We can help unmute you, or you can even just type in the Q&A box that you have a question. If you know how to unmute yourself, that's fine too. But I'll jump into the questions that are in the Q&A pod. So the first one is, what happens if a vehicle is involved in an accident or incident within 3 years, 36,000 miles? Is the warranty automatically voided?
The warranty for any replaced parts on the vehicle would be would be voided. If it was determined that due to the incident or accident and the repairs on that vehicle, that it caused further damage to another component, that component would not be warranted. It doesn't void the 3-year 36. And if you take it to a dealer's body shop, for those that may be a small business, those repairs are certified by that dealer, and the warranty coverage on everything stays the same.
Okay, the next question is, what is the warranty on tires?
Tires on fleet vehicles do not have a warranty. Unfortunately.
This next question goes back to accidents. If you are in an accident and the vehicle needs a tow, is the MCC still the POC to get you the tow?
No, that's the Accident Management Center. Anytime a vehicle is involved in an accident or incident, please call the Accident Management Center, and they will be more than happy to get a tow for the vehicle to get it off of the road.
Okay, next question. Do we need OEM parts in that time frame, so during the warranty period?
I will say that it is depends, I'll just say that. Sometimes a part may not be warranted because a repair facility did not use the OEM branded part, which they say would cause failure to another component in that line. And then, yes, it would void that warranty if they did not use an OEM part, and because of that, it caused damage to another part. Whether it did or didn't is really, unfortunately, not the issue. It is a reason for somebody to deny coverage.
Okay, some recalls offer a loaner during repairs. Is there any issue with accepting their offer during the repair work?
I believe that it is okay, and you would have to speak with your agency point of contact.
So there was a comment, wouldn't they be under the tire warranty, but we don't have a tire warranty, so just an opportunity to stress that again.
Right, yes. The because it's a fleet vehicle, manufacturers do not offer a warranty on the tires. Unlike in your personal vehicle, if you buy it, there's a warranty with your tires, but not on fleet vehicles.
Okay. So who do we contact for tire repairs?
Contact the MCC. We have national vendors around the country that will repair any of the tires on any of our GSA fleet vehicles. We have, like I said, pricing with, you name the tire company, we have them. Michelin, Firestone, Goodyear, Pep Boys, a lot of them around the country that GSA has national vendor agreements with.
Okay. Do you suggest we take vehicles to the manufacturer for brakes? Is that the best practice?
It depends upon the life of the vehicle. It could be the best practice. Years ago, and as we all know, the manufacturers, when we took them to a dealer, the dealer's price was always a lot more expensive than getting it done at, we'll just say Tom's Garage. As these vehicles have changed and will continue to change with all the electronics, and we're talking vehicles that talk to each other, the Chrysler Pacifica, that vehicle has 242 computers in the vehicle, and there's checks that need to be done to make sure if something happened that none of those sensors got knocked out. Even when you change a windshield on a vehicle that has a lane departure system, warning system, that now has to be calibrated if a windshield is replaced. I have about $150 just to do the calibration. So if it's within the 336, it may be a good idea to take it to the dealer. GSA's MCC will make sure that we're getting the best value for the repair.
Okay, next question. I have a 2012 Dodge Caravan that we have been having AC issues last year and still having them. We have taken it to the dealer to have repaired, and it is still not working. Is this covered under the warranty?
2012, no, it's not covered under warranty, but if you're having issues with that, uh, please, if you ongoing issues that cannot, please bring that up to your FSR so they can bring it up to the Maintenance Control Center, and we can get somebody directly involved with the dealer to help figure out the problem. You know, you do have vehicles that may have been in the shop 3 or 4 times, and the same issue keeps coming up. We don't want our customers to go through that, and we'll get involved in that repair process to make sure that it's fixed and fixed correctly.
So after an accident, if the vehicle gets towed, how does the employee get back?
The GSA has a short-term rental program where your agency can rent a vehicle with one of our partners. That will take probably 24 hours. Now, how do they get back from where the accident? That's up to the agency to sort of help them get back. GSA does not have a courtesy shuttle service for the, things like that.
I'll add a tiny bit to that. Hopefully you've got some standard operating procedures or policies or whatever they may be called within your organization. Take a look at those. If there isn't some sort of contingency plan for what people are to do if they do get into an accident and the vehicle is no longer drivable, that may be something that, obviously depending on the hierarchy at your organization and where you fall into that may be something that you want to suggest or work into that. That's a really good, we don't always think about those things, so if there can be something written down somewhere that's part of sort of your accident standard operating procedures, that's a great way to have people not have to panic. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Does Dodge Roadside Assistance cover tows over the 3636 warranty?
I guess sometimes it's pretty funny. Sometimes it really depends on who the technician is on the other end of the phone. They should not, under normal circumstances, cover that. And they should tell you that it's not covered under warranty. If they do tow it, then okay. If it's not a warranted tow, then GSA will be charged for that. And we do have those. The interesting thing is that all the big three, FCA, Ford, GM, they all use one company. They all use the same company, Agiro, for their roadside assistance towing. They have different numbers, but it goes back to the same company.
Let's see. There's just a comment that our dealers do not deal with tire maintenance.
With, what was that?
With tire maintenance?
Okay, I guess I need some clarification. Dealers won't deal with tire maintenance. Is that a rotation, balance? I'm not sure what we mean by tire maintenance.
Okay, next question. Why is the agency billed for the lease cost of the car if warranty work is required? I believe it should be waived since it is not the fault of the agency and we not only lose the use of the service, but we need to cover transportation costs through another way, which yields a double expense on tight budgets.
Okay, because I can't see that. Could you? Oh, there it is. Why is the agency billed for the least cost of the car if warranty is required? It, that would be the same as if you owned the car. You still make your payment on your car, just like GSA makes payments on their cars, while the vehicle's in service or while you own the vehicle. And yes, it does. It does put everybody, personally or in a fleet vehicle, it does cause an inconvenience when a vehicle needs fixed. But vehicles do break, and when they need fixed, we have to take them in.
Okay, and just to follow up on that question about tire maintenance, they did clarify that it's tire maintenance as in rotating and balancing.
That's interesting. Most dealers should do a tire, rotate and balance the tires if it's requested, and it's necessary. I would like to know the dealers that aren't, and that would be interesting to find out which dealers aren't doing that.
Okay, so if a vehicle has had a large component replaced, such as the engine or transmission, does the warranty transfer if the vehicle is sold?
We're actually, GSA is looking into a lot of that right now. We want, before we make an announcement, we want to make sure that, because all this is under the contract, we want to make sure that the contract allows us to transfer that warranty with the vehicle, or if it doesn't, we just want to make sure before we announce that. So we're looking at now whether any of the warranty with the vehicle, even if it's a replaced engine or transmission through DOM or somebody, if it's transferable. I think more will be following on that from GSA in probably this FY.
Okay, this is just a follow-up to to a question about they aren't able to get the warranty work done.
Stacy, I got
but
that
it's
one.
there. Okay, thank you.
Hey, Larry, this is Devin. So Alaska, very unique. Larry's got vehicles that are in Alaska, and there's some places where they have warranty work or recall, and sometimes it just can't be done. What they need to do is, of course, number one, work with your FSRs, but they will in turn contact the local dealerships in Anchorage and or Fairbanks. They at times will send people out. That is not common, but they also have shops out in these locations, remote locations, who can do the warranty work. I've had to use it a few times while I was up there, and it works pretty good. But the first step, you still have to go through the dealerships that are either Fairbanks and or in Anchorage. There's also in Dead Horse, there is a vendor up there who is a Ford certified warranty shop. Just got to make the calls and find out who, what, when, where, and work from there.
Great, thanks, Devin. That's very specific. I'm so glad you were on here with us to be able to know that and answer. All right. Looks like Dan's responding to that.
And a follow-up on that, that's also for recalls, not just warranty work. Recalls can be done even if you don't have a dealer, as Devin mentioned. not only for warranty work, but also for recalls that may need to be done. Manufacturers will work with us to get those recalls done. And as he said, it's not normal, but they have sent people out in the past.
Are there any other questions? Is there something that somebody needs to ask aloud? We've cleared everything out of the Q&A pod, or you can type something in there as well. Well, if there are no other questions, we'll be able to give you back about 15 minutes, just as a reminder. If you didn't get a copy of the presentation and you wanted it or the certificate, you can download it from the files box. I'll kind of keep the meeting room active for a few minutes. We thank everybody for taking the time to join us. And I thank John for all of his hard work on the presentation. There is a second session on this topic next week. If you have coworkers that you think could benefit from it, they can register up until, right before it starts and join. So thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Thank you, Stacy. And thanks, everyone.
Thank you, John.